On today's episode, I'm going to be traversing the remainder of Ohio and then moving on into New York State. There's a little sliver of Pennsylvania that I have to go through as well. It's also where the city of Erie, Pennsylvania is, right along the Lake Erie Shoreline. But that's kind of what I'll be doing, is hugging the Lake Erie shoreline all the way over to, as luck would have it, Lake Erie State Park. And that's where today's episode will conclude. But as I say, there's some stops along the way. I'll be going through the Ackron, Ohio area. Won't get too specific about where I'm stopping, but it will be to visit friends of the family. So Sandy and Kevin, hey, shout out to you guys, and thank you for your hospitality while I was there. I didn't film a lot while I was there because it just felt like I wanted to be in the moment and enjoying their company rather than sitting behind a camera or whatever. But I did get a few interesting pictures of myself at some of the places that we stopped. For instance, we stopped at Lehman's, which is a Amish hardware store. The place is just massive and so fun. So much stuff going on in there. So one of the things that we did was to make sure that the Joy en Route YouTube shortcut, I don't know, hashtag, whatever, it's an @ sign, not a hashtag, but got a place on the guest board. So if you happen to have found Joy en Route on that guest board at Lehman's hardware store, drop a comment and let me know that you saw it there. Found a working phone booth. I was really quite shocked when I picked up the receiver and put it to my ear, just thinking that I was going to be taking a cute picture, and found that there was a dial tone there. That was pretty fun. Don't see working phone booths a whole lot anymore. Also got to sit in an Amish buggy. That was also an interesting experience. Lots of fun things to do at Lehman's. If you're in the Ackron area, look up Lehman's and go take a look. It was very interesting. I thought it was pretty cool to find a row of Amish buggies all parked along a hitching post at a livestock auction right next to the Lehman's hardware store. And as I started filming the row of horses and buggies, what I didn't realize immediately was that there was a gentleman starting to back up his buggy. He was backing out of his parking space there in the row of horses and buggies. And so if you've always wondered how to back up a buggy, this is it. We also stopped at the Smucker company, and I think you'd be surprised at all of the products that the Smucker company has acquired over the years. It's not just jam anymore. It's coffees and pet food and lots of different human food. So interesting. And so it was interesting to stop there. And I picked up a journal, which is an odd thing for me to do, but it has the same cover as a picture that I will show you as one of the pictures that I got while I was there at the store. And I think you'll see why I went ahead and picked up the journal. It has exactly the same cover. Now that the visiting in Ohio is over, I continued along into New York State. And I stayed mostly on the interstate until I hit the New York state line And at that point, I got right off and jumped onto New York State 5, I believe is the highway. And that was a good highway to run. It was right along the shoreline. And I stopped at a place called Barcelona, where there's kind of a historic old lighthouse that a friend of mine put me onto. He said, yeah, just jump off at the first exit right past the state line, and then it's just a short ways down the road. And sure enough, there it was. So, and that friend's name is Brad, and Brad is a guy that I have played Call of Duty with for a number of years, and but we had never met, and he happened to live in the area, and so I had booked a couple nights at Lake Erie State Park, and so we'll be seeing some footage from there and from the surrounding area, which was very beautiful. I'm at Lake Erie State Park, just taking in the sights. Lots of gulls out there on that concrete thing. But this is cool. And believe me, it is well worth the effort to pause the video and read these stories. Okay, so ships and shipwrecks at Lake Erie State Park. Early in the 1800s, commercial shipping and fishing were important to the growth of the communities near Lake Erie State Park. The harbors at Barcelona and Dunkirk developed in the early 1800s as ships plying the Great Lakes docked to load and unload cargoes of wheat, coal, and timber. By mid-century, however, growing competition from railroads pulled much of the commercial traffic away from these smaller harbors. During the heyday of shipping on Lake Erie, there were many mishaps and shipwrecks in the waters off Lake Erie State Park. As many as 80 such instances are recorded. Many were relatively minor, while others ended in significant loss of property. Some even cost people their lives. The stories of 5 especially notable wrecks are briefly told here. Okay, I'm not going to read these all, but do stop the video to read each one of these. About, first of all, the New Connecticut, and then the Manzilla. No, I'm sorry, it's Manzanilla. Sounds funny if you say it Manzilla. The Golden Fleece, the Helen Strong, and the Passaic. I hope you can read all of that. This is so far just a beautiful state park. I've only arrived here within the hour, and I'm just kind of checking it all out. Out in front of us here is what appears to be a frisbee golf thing. So I can see a disc basket up here through the trees. I'm not sure what the lodge is all about. Probably you could rent it for events. There's also a pavilion here further along and up the hill. And then of course there are RV and tent sites, complete with bathrooms, showers, and a laundry. So real nice park so far. I think I'll enjoy it. I'll be here for 2 nights. So the rest of today, a full day tomorrow, and then I have to be out by 11 a.m. on that last morning. All the campfire lights. we're going to get a copyright strike for Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
No, that's not sky out there. That's actually Lake Erie.
That's Lake Erie.
Wow.
It's a little cloudy, but you can actually see the Canadian shore on a clear day.
Wow.
Yep, on a clear day you can see Canada from here.
Yeah.
Not perfectly clear today, but
Right?
not too shabby.
Wow.
Okay, Steve, take it easy.
Let's go down and see what this sign says here, other than just trail start. Switch cameras here so I can read this a little bit better. Okay, so you can see where we are. And then if you follow the lines, you can see some stuff all the way over in Canada. Well, theoretically, I guess you could see Buffalo. Crystal Beach on the Canadian side. Port Colborne. Nanticoke. Very cool.
So, see the water tower?
Yes.
Okay. To the right and further south, there's another little water tower. See it?
Yep.
That's where your campground is.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's 10 degrees cooler up here.
So that's kind of where that ended up, and it was a real great visit. Always fun to meet people. This is something that having this RV is allowing me to do, is to meet people that I otherwise probably would never have met, and get together with people that I have known for many, many years and maybe haven't seen for many, many years. So that's part of the magic, I guess, of having a Class B RV that you can just hop into and be self-contained and pretty much go wherever you'd like to go. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Looking ahead, I've got a very interesting museum coming up after we leave the Lake Erie State Park. So hope you'll look forward to that, and will join me on that video. See you later.